Have you seen the new version of ChatGPT, version 5? Just came out a little while ago, a few days ago, actually. And they've added some components to that are amazing for content entrepreneurs. For those of us who are creating ideas and thoughts, it is just off the charts amazing. And at least I think so. And I want to share this with you on this and give you some things you're going to really be able to use. Matter of fact, by the end of this video, you are going to get some ideas on how to get massive amounts of relevant, pertinent information for your audience, whether you're a YouTuber or maybe a podcaster, maybe you write blogs, or you are a consultant, a coach, putting all that together. You're going to be able to use the research that's here and the capabilities for some amazing things, and particularly with a thing called study and learn. The study and learn mode is really incredible to start learning about just about anything you want. You think about it, you're at a time right now in life where we can get the best tutors and teachers in the world, alive or no longer with us. We can tap into them on a variety of topics, almost anything you think about, 24/7 for hardly any money. You can actually do it for free. The free plan is limited, but you can do it on that free plan. I'm using the plus plan myself. I find that's giving me a lot of capability. Looking at, and God, admit, I'm kind of tempted with that pro plan. It looks pretty nice too. A lot of good things. But let me show you what we can do here. I'm going to go in and share my screen with you and let you see what can be done. Okay, so here we are on ChatGPT, and you'll notice I'm using version 5 right now. And as we take a look at this, some of the things that it has done here, when we look at it, it gives you the ability for auto. It tailors the message based on what you want. If you want to have some questions or if you need some more deep research, it works with you on that. It either goes with the fast or thinking, or I like to choose auto and let it decide which one. Because you remember before in the earlier versions we had of ChatGPT, holy Toledo, they had, I think, 438,329 choices. And I'm only exaggerating slightly. It's actually about 7, but it was a little bit confusing. And it's nice. They were experimenting with them. And I think I understand what they're doing. And we applaud it. For those of you at Office AI who created ChatGPT, we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. But right now we've got these 3 predominantly, plus a Pro. The Pro looks really nice. And it's the $200 a month thing. You got to look at and think, okay, is it worth it for business? And then they have now brought back the ChatGPT 4.0 because there was some questions about it. People saying, hey, why did you take it away? We wanted the other. Was a big controversial thing. I'm finding that it's nice to have that. I like the idea of choice on whatever you do. But here's the real key I want to focus in on this video, particularly down here. Notice down here, it says ask anything. I'm going to click on that little plus sign and look at this, all that it gives me here. Add photos and files, of course. That's very nice. We've had that for a while. You can add from Google Drive. Agent mode, some deep research. That's real good when you want to find out what's going on in depth in certain areas. You can create images going back to DALL and what it was able to do and still is. And then using connectors, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in just a minute. But if I hold my mouse over more, look what it shows us here. Study and learn. The study and learn mode, when I kick into that, it now ties into study that does a massive amount of things for you. And the capabilities there are really amazing. Let's get into those and show some of the specific ways that you can use these as a content entrepreneur, creating text, creating video scripts, creating your audio for your podcast, and many other things. One of the first things that it has is what it calls a deep learning approach. It gives you the ability to go really deep using the Socratic method. This, I think, is fascinating. You remember old Socrates, back in Greece and all that. He would go around at his Lyceum and he would ask questions. He was known for, instead of telling people, here's what you should do, he would say, well, what do you think about this? Or, well, what about that? Well, what would you do in this situation? And it caused people to think. So what you're going to be able to do is get those in a step-by-step answer, which is really nice. In the past, we'd say, how do you do this? Or what do you do that in Google? And it was wonderful. And we'd come back with an answer. Now, instead of answer, you'll not always get an answer. It'll come back with, well, how would you approach that? Or what would you do? How would you approach this? Or what are the 3 things you need to know about that? I think it's really good. And not only that, it's also going to give some knowledge checks and some feedback. It will give you quizzes, which is really nice to be able to say, okay, here's a quiz on what you're studying. For instance, for me, I'm working on Spanish and I want to learn to speak Spanish a whole lot better. Right now, I'm stumbling through it and I need to get a little bit more. But I like with ChatGPT, I can learn some because it can give me pronunciations, which usually are okay, but I don't always know. Since I don't speak Spanish, it would be good to have a real Spanish speaking person who understands it, who's been doing it for a long time, maybe fluent from birth, of how they can put that together. That would be real nice. But we can put that in there as well. Another thing that it's giving us is the ability for customization and memory integration. People that are way, way smarter than me at learning how to learn something, psychologists and neurologists, neuroscientists, people way smarter than this, they say one of the best ways to learn is to have repetition so that you've got a capability of looking at what is there and be able to work with it and have questions that you wonder about and you have to go, I don't know, makes my brain think. So it adds to the adapting and the adjusting that you have to do when you're getting new materials. I think that's got some really capabilities that are nice there. Plus, it's got the ability to help you in study mode so that you're getting some tools that are going to give you the access to it on your website, on the web browser, as well as on your mobile devices. I think this has some really nice features. But let's get into some of the benefits, the real strong benefits of why you would want this as a content creator and someone who's building a business. You've got content and you want to do it. Well, first of all, it's going to deepen your understanding to create stronger content. You're going to be able to go in and find out in-depth material of what's going on. We're talking about PhD dissertation level of research and quality, but getting it a lot faster. We know our friends over on Perplexity are doing this with their labs. We talked about that before and how you can use that. I'm using that ourselves. Matter of fact, Gina and I are using some of the ChatGPT or the Perplexity tools for clients who we're working with. Really nice. What this is doing here on ChatGPT is it's helping you go through study mode with active engagement. Hey, that's really important. It's guiding you with knowledge rather than just to memorize facts. You're learning how it works and what can be done. Also, this is excellent for self-education and your self-development. It's going to show you how you can start learning. Let's say you want to learn about SEO strategies. You could learn new writing styles with it. You could learn about what people are looking for, what they don't want, what they're reacting to, what is hot. And this kind of thing can really help. This study mode that's built into ChatGPT 5 now is really, really important for that. There's another nice thing about it with idea exploration and problem solving. When you're going through something, let's say you're putting together a storyboard that you're going to do for your YouTube channel, or you're looking at pivoting and getting some kind of a new content strategy. It's going to go through and ask clarifying questions like a person would. This is where it goes way beyond just giving you an answer. It's going to ask you the questions. And when it starts doing that, that is where you get a lot of good information where it says, okay, can you do this? And it helps to validate your steps as you go working with it. If you teach people, you speak on public speaking or professional speaking, and you're trying to connect with people on a regular basis, there's a really nice feature here that helps your teaching style where it can develop quizzes based on what you've done. So you might go through, for instance, let's look at my Spanish. It could go through and help me to learn a few phrases, then go back and quiz me on that. This is something we didn't have before and you would not have with the regular ChatGPT form of using it. But what you want to do is you want to be able to have it ask questions. This comes after you do it for a while, after several questions. You're going to be able to learn the materials this way a lot better and really make it stick. So in other words, this is not just about getting the right answers, as we've done with Google searches and still can do with Perplexity, with Claude, with Grok, and other tools like that. But this asks you questions, makes your brain work a little bit more, and that really aids in learning. Oh, and here's another way you can use it in business, onboarding. When someone is coming into your organization or they've been there for a while and you need to upskill them, you're going to be able to do this a lot more effectively with ChatGPT with the study and learn mode. Because what it's going to do is it's going to give you the ability to learn about, say, the brand voice or how they do it, the guidelines that they recommend, how people do it in this company. You can build that in there and have it work with ChatGPT. This particular tool with learning gives you a lot of capabilities for that. And I'm talking to you, my fellow professional speakers. When you want to present to an audience, you want something that really reaches out and solves their problems. One of the ways that this can help you as you're prepping for it, you can ask about concerns and issues that are going on in that industry. What is affecting them? How you can then differentiate yourself, because you're going to come at it almost from the point of view of being a member of that community. This is going to help you a lot. So all of this is going to really be able to come together and help you deliver your message faster. You learn information, and then you'll be able to communicate it even faster. And they throw in an extra benefit as well. The learning is really good. I love that. And it gives you the ability to do a whole lot. However, what we want to do is also show you some of the capabilities for the connectors. Let's take a look at that right now. Over here, when we go back to ChatGPT, I'm going to click on the plus sign right here, and then you'll see it gives me the capability to use connectors. Now, this one's pretty exciting. It just loaded on my computer about an hour ago. I've been working with this, and as I'm putting this together, I thought, hey, let me try this. Matter of fact, you might notice the scenery is a little bit different than I'm normally using. It's because we're adapting, we're improvising. We've got a situation here where I had to be out moving around a little bit. So I thought, hey, let me just put a different thing together and create it from the start and have some fun with it. I hope you like it. Drop a note below. Let me know if you like the background that I have, what it looks like. Put that together over in Canva just before I did it with you there. Let you see what it's like. But over here, I want you to notice we've got use connectors. And when I click on that, notice it shows the connections that I have already established right here. And what they are, well, look at this. I've got Gmail so that I can use Gmail to find out what, with ChatGPT, what's going on. Think about the benefits of that. This is pretty amazing, because what you can do now is you could say, tell me about the email that I received from John Smith, and what did he say recently? I found something. Matter of fact, I just got on a Zoom call before I did this video. And what I did was I wanted to find out, was something he mentioned before, the person I was going to talk to, Eric, and Eric was going to call me. We're going to do a Zoom call. And I thought, what was it he said last? So I went into ChatGPT, had ChatGPT search for the email from Eric, found the information. There it was right on the screen there in ChatGPT. Could also use it for other things to say, tell me if Mary has sent me any email in the last 3 months, something like that. And it'll go through and show it to me on ChatGPT. That's pretty cool. Now, one thing I would like them to do, those of you that are at Office AI that are listening to this, I know you monitor these things. We love what you're doing. Keep up the great work. And it would be nice to have an option, not required, but an option that we can click something and give approval that we can then use ChatGPT to write a note back. So I see that message from Mary, and she responded last week, and I missed her email for some reason. I could then respond back, hi, Mary, sorry I'm running late on this. This happened. Here is the answer, et cetera, et cetera. And I could even then maybe crack and cook up a nice picture for her through DALL while I'm right there in ChatGPT and send it to her that way. Saving you time, saving you a lot of effort and all the things that we have to go through to make this work. And let's go back here to sharing screen again. You'll see that it gives you not only these Gmail calendar, really nice. Do I have any meetings coming up this week? And on Thursday at 3, something like that. And then Google Contacts. If you're using that for that, that could be good. I am not. That's why I don't have that connected. But also look at this. They've got Box, something I don't use, but I've heard it's really good. Canva, have not connected that yet, but hey, looking at this real seriously now, because we use Canva a lot for many different things. Dropbox is there, and then you can connect even more. Well, I like to look at that. Take a look at what they mean by connect more. You get over here in this, you're going to be able to look at, yes, the Gmail, calendar, and Drive that's available, but Box, Canva, Dropbox, GitHub, Google Contacts, the good kids over there at HubSpot, love that company and what they're doing. And several others, Linear, Notion, Outlook Calendar, Outlook Mail or email, SharePoint, and Teams. All of that available right now. And of course, those latter ones through Microsoft and what they're doing. But look at the capabilities that are here. And this is really recent. So here's what I'm saying, content creator to content creator. You want to take a look at what is available on ChatGPT, and particularly these new features of connectors and that study and learn mode. It's designed specifically for those of us who love learning, lifelong learners. You want to do that's what we are at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. And at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, by the way, come over and take a peek and visit us sometime. We'd love to talk to you and find out from you what your needs are and how we can help you. So there's a lot available here, and we want to help you on that. I'm Terry Brock, and with my partner, Gina Carr, we do a lot with entrepreneurs, helping you to build your business, particularly as a content creator, someone who needs some extra help in writing those pieces you need to write, working with that. Yes, using AI, but giving it your own voice, using YouTube, using podcasting, and then working as a coach or consultant and many other things like that. We're here to help you on that. Thank you very much for joining me. And got some videos that you want to take a look at. So get in touch with those videos. They're going to be covering up our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. I think you've seen it by now. So you can do that. And we'd love to have you join us for that next video. So you're going to be able to learn about those tools that are going to help you in your work. I'm Terry Brock. Thank you very much for joining me.